I mean, it's easy to swap on the quarterback, but you've always been like that. It's full interaction before you get all that. It's usually
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with counseling is for adults with moderate to severe.
College Game Day, live from State College, Pennsylvania, is built by the Home Depot, proud sponsor of college football's premier pregame show.
Tonight, the 409th game in Beaver Stadium, 409, and number that carries great significance in Penn State Lord. It might be quiet at the moment, but it will not be quiet when those rafters are filled and the lights are sort of eerie. And it is a whiteout that the Oregon Ducks will fly into. This is the 18th Stadium whiteout. It started in 2007 for a Notre Dame game, and it has become an iconic thing in Penn State and in college football. There are few places that come alive like this place in Happy Valley. When the lights are low and the shirts are white and the Nittany Lions come storming onto the field, they'll meet the Ducks who they played in the Big Ten championship game a season ago. And they'll meet there again by the end of the season.
Hello, beautiful people. Good morning and welcome to Eastern College Game Day live. In State College, Pennsylvania, University of Pennsylvania, live on Penn State University campus, Penn State University campus from yesterday morning. And welcome.
Nick Saban and Pat McAfee, you look great. Not as good as you guys. You look like a bunch of mob bosses up here. It is an honor to be here in Happy Valley at State College. You talked about how this is the first time that we've done a whiteout on set. This is also the first time that a whiteout has had two top 6 teams. It's also the first time in a long time this is a nighttime whiteout. And what you're going to hear all day around these grounds is thank you. You're also going to hear a little
I'm like, let me just
everybody's on the same page here. Don't even get me started if you go.
I have been flew from Philadelphia to Georgia. I'm just so excited to see I'm a fair band all time. And I used to be in the Denver 1907 record like I used to. And they took care of the time. That's cool.
Because the football history is deep. Jack Henry played here. Sean Lee played here. Paul Posey played here. A.Q. Shipley played here. And the man who's going to be making the picks at the end of this, one of the greatest mammals to ever exist, LeVar Arrington played football here. The greats have won. And right now we're wondering, is this Penn State team finally for real? Or are the Oregon Ducks going to come in here and jump on the Nittany Lions? They're this one
It's a great day on the college football schedule. We're lucky to be celebrating here in Happy Valley.
Man, it is a remarkable day, Pat, of college football, including Alabama and Georgia. You know, they typically play for a championship. Georgia's lost 9 of the last 10 meetings against the Tide, but Kirby Smart gets the Tide between the edges for the first time in his career.
Wow, didn't realize that. Usually it's in a playoff game or a national championship. Kirby Smart, I think, really likes the makeup of his football team. They're going to go up against a team that last year beat them with Ryan Williams, who was a true freshman. What a shootout, 41-34, they get it done. Now this is the team that can jam Miller back, big part of their running game. Hasn't played all year. Tim Keenan also comes back, a big part of that defensive line that makes Kalen DeBoer happy. But one thing he's going to have to do is find a way to slow down this deep passing game of Gunnar Stockton. Probably the best pass that he makes is a deep ball downfield.
LSU travels to Ole Miss. Last year, Garrett Nesmile rallied the Tigers to an overtime victory in Death Valley. This year, it's the LSU defense leading the way, allowing less than 10 points a game. Trinidad Chambliss will start at quarterback for Ole Miss. He can beat you with his arm, doesn't turn it over, and he can run. Tigers better be ready.
It's going to be a monster game, but how about this one out on the West Coast? Ohio State versus Washington. First-year starting quarterback Julius Sanders been playing very well, guys. Completed 78% of his passes so far, spreading the ball around, has a great command of the offense. And defensively, I tell you what, the Buckeyes under Matt Patricia, they're swarming, stopping the run, doing whatever they need to do on defense. All those games have been in Columbus. They're talking about Husky Stadium, one of the loudest places to play in college football. That man right there, DeMar Williams Jr., is an outstanding quarterback, and running back Jonah Coleman leads the nation with 10 touchdowns. I'll tell you what, maybe the best team in the Big Ten, Indiana, travels to Iowa. Fernando Mendoza has 16 total touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he's leading an offense that's an absolute juggernaut. Over the last 2 seasons, they have outscored their opponents by 520 points. You would think maybe Iowa's defense will slow them down. Maybe the run game will keep them off the field. Indiana's defense has played better than Iowa's defense has this year, and that's Gronowski. He's going to have to run the rock as hard as he can.
Oregon and Penn State, the big uglies will be ready for this Oregon offense. With Dante Moore, I mean, he is coming into his own. Navy Lions haven't seen anything like him. And Bryce Betcher, this Oregon defense hasn't allowed a touchdown pass. Betcher, their leading tackler, making the pick here, and he's become acquainted with Nicholas Singleton. You know, the Navy Lions have to get their stars going. Singleton hasn't had a lot of big plays. Drew Allen needs to deliver dimes like this to Trevor Kenya. We know his struggles against the league competition. Allen, a signature moment in the offing tonight if he plays well. So many great games on the schedule. You don't know how it's going to unfold. We know it's probably going to be wild because it started last night. Did you see the 3 games and the way they ended last night? Late, it was Houston and Oregon State. Oregon State hasn't won a game. Houston had lost one. Houston once down 2 touchdowns. Connor Williams and Tanner Dozier.
Interesting coverage there late in the 7th inning. Houston able to take advantage of that tying score.
Now, sometimes when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. They could have won the game for the Beavers, given them their win kick was blocked. We go to overtime. Beavers go for it, 4-1. Could have kicked the field goal and taken the lead. Nope. Turn it over on down. So now, Ethan Sanchez, a ball game. The comeback complete. Houston undefeated. Strip sack, fumble, Arizona State, the ball and on the doorstep. What a play by Dorva to take it away. Hoover had moments, but he also had some costly turnovers. Jesus Gomez
That's it.
to give the Sun Devils the lead. And on the subject of moments, Josh Hoover would like to have it back.
I'll show you later.
Trying to save his team as he is picked off at Arizona State. Wins at 27-24, and his teams are minor bit
This
one
says
more game.
down. Is that the right answer?
Shades of 1995, when Virginia upset Florida State to give them their first ever ACC loss. That last chance. Carolina Pittman. What a
started, talking in week 1. He's backed it up every single week. I thought he'd get pulled off again.
Double overtime, and Deuce Robinson, who had a great night, just
Grace, period, for the team.
handle.
Touchdown on the field review. Clearly that guy ends up overturning it.
Here's the review, by the way. I like what the ACC's doing with reviewing, but instead, the fastest field storm in history.
This is
Virginia beats Florida State.
Yes, he is, yo. All right.
you're ahead by $1,400.
Being undefeated as well. So you have all those games last night. You have the games coming up today. Two teams here, Penn State and Oregon, their opponents, Nick, are 1-in-14 against FBS competition, and it just sort of underscores. Sometimes week to week, you don't know exactly what you're going to get from a team.
Well, I think consistency in performance is really what defines success, and I think the challenges for teams now to be able to play at a high level and a standard each and every week is more and more difficult, and that's why you see all these games, like last night. I mean, the teams that you thought were going to win really didn't win. West Virginia beats Pitt, then goes and loses badly. So there's and I think the idea that there's a lot of new faces on a lot of new teams and how that chemistry comes together has a lot to do with that.
Especially with 18 to 23-year-olds, there's going to be a lot of inconsistencies on the day-to-day regardless, because that's kind of how humans develop. But if you stay here in the Big Ten, talking about consistency, Indiana might have been the most consistent team across the board since Kurt Cignetti's got there. This Fernando Mendoza, who's playing quarterback for them, is unbelievable. What he's doing in the red zone, I think he has like 28 touchdowns, no turnovers, just in the red zone over the last 2 years. He's a stud. They got a tough one in Iowa. And then Ohio State traveling out to Washington. This Washington's first game against a Power 4 team. What are they? They can be great. They got a 22-game win streak at home in Washington. The number 1 team in the country has to travel out there and play against them. We'll see how Ohio State does. And then the SEC is packed today.
I tell you what, Alabama, Georgia, we knew that was going to be a big game coming to the weekend, right? But then after last night, with Florida State losing to Virginia, there's a lot of pressure now on Alabama. Why? Because Florida State beat Alabama. And now Florida State just lost to UVA. That's going to be a bad loss on Alabama's record. That would be a quality loss, but now with them losing to Virginia. So to me, Alabama goes into this game in between the hedges in Athens with a lot of weight on their shoulders. They do not want to walk out there with the loss.
It's an interesting perspective. Notre Dame, we've talked all week or all year about their 0-2 start. Is this a team that can be okay and right the ship? They go to Arkansas. That's a tricky game for them. That's a noon game. I agree with you about Alabama. Alabama is a team that our one memory is week 1 against Florida State. Now, they've looked a lot better these last 2 weeks against inferior opponents. How much have they improved? They get a chance to really show us. I think that LSU-Ole Miss game is fun, too, because Ole Miss is scoring pretty much every possession. We've all been bragging about LSU's defense. Right. Something's really going to give, I think, in that matchup.
Yeah, big test for that quarterback. Huge test.
Yeah.
I'm not quite ready to give up on Florida State yet, though. I mean, that's a tough overtime loss. They play well.
And they got a big game next week, as does Houston. Love what we're doing here early. Look at you back in that Nittany Lion costume from last year.
Looks good.
We got 7 good Lions holding this Lion up. And that Lion's got good base, good athleticism, and they're loving the day. But just to hit all those games, I can't believe we have them all on one Saturday. I mean, we got the Ryder Cup going on. We got these 5 big, massive games. United States needs to get back in that. We need to win that thing. Okay, we need to figure that out. We can't be losing to Europe. We'll take that anytime. But then Sunday starts at 9:30. It's like a great weekend for ball. And today is going to set the tone like it has for the rest of the college football season already. Electrifying outcomes, magical finishes, new storylines developing, and we haven't even talked about some injuries that have really affected a lot of things.
So you know what? Maybe we're talking about injuries. It may be the biggest upset of all. Have you ever seen Pete Thamel in a white suit?
No.
You want to see Pete Thamel in a white suit?
Yes, we do!
Oh, there he is. Hey, everybody. I guess I'll give an injury update now. He looks like he's, I don't know if he's selling KFC or serving ice cream. I look like something. I don't know what it it is. Let's go to the injury report. We'll start with that natural Big Ten rivalry out in Seattle today. Breaking news just this morning. Star Washington corner Takario Davis, I've been told by sources, is doubtful. That obviously looms large against the #1 Buckeyes. He's Washington's top corner. Ohio State obviously has some pretty good receivers. Let's go to Fayetteville, where Notre Dame's best defensive player, Leonard Moore, is questionable for the game. I've been told he's a game-time decision. Look, guys, there's not a lot of optimism that Moore's going to be able to go through warm-ups and make it to play today against the Hogs, but he is going to give it a go and be out there in warm-ups. He did not play, obviously, last week against Purdue. And as for the game at Oxford, I've been told LSU leading rusher Hayden Durham is doubtful for tonight's game at Ole Miss. Durham injured his ankle last week against Southeastern Louisiana, and he struggled in walkthrough yesterday. So it looks like he's probably not going to be able to go. As for the breaking news that we have here in our game day family, our friend Reese Davis has a daughter getting married tomorrow. His daughter Elizabeth is marrying her fiance Nate. So on behalf of our whole game day family, on camera, behind camera, we want to wish Reese and his wife Lee a blessed day tomorrow. Sources tell me, guys, Reese will not be wearing a white tuxedo.
I've got one now.
Maybe they want me to wear it. I'll give him the speech.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Is that an open bar? Yeah. Open bar. Obviously on Dad's tap.
Yeah, everything's on Dad's tap.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Got to deal with some noise ordinance issues, I'm told. We're going to take care of that.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Here's what we've got here. New Mexico State Rio Grande rivalry. 115th installment. First time in more than 30 years. They both have winning records. Mumbai's Classic going to give you a peek at the night before. Baton Rouge and then in Idaho and Montana meet in the top 10 showdown for the Little Brown Stein. Also want to congratulate a couple of my colleagues here. Frank Street going to get the Summerall Award, which goes back to them with broadcast and also the contribution to the community. And West Virginia plays Utah today. Hall of Fame class for West Virginia will be inducted, and great Pat McAfee part of that class. So congratulations.
Let's go Mountaineers. Let's go Mountaineers. Part of the speech earlier. It's a great day for us.
It was a great moment. That may find its way outside of West Virginia. I would assume people want to see that too. Really cool. What a morning it is so far, and already here in State College. Still to come on College Game Day. James Franklin's going to join the set as they get ready to take on the Ducks. Marcus Freeman will also be here. We'll perhaps get a little more insight. It's played enough and close enough to kick off Leonard Moore. We've talked about these SEC rivalries renewed. Ole Miss looking for a little get back to LSU, Alabama, and Georgia, and then the kicking contest is back. We've had a couple straight misses. We're going to find somebody with a strong leg out there today. He doesn't want to.
The issue is so many athletes roaming this campus, and the hills make everybody's legs strong.
I'm a little bit worried. Oh, no. There he is. Ryan, what's up, man? We're bringing Nick along. See ya.
When I was diagnosed with HIV,
We're back on the other side.